Claire has a husband, Garrett. They are on the verge of divorce. They have a son, Kevin. One day, a young good-looking guy named Noah moved in the neighborhood. When Garrett took Kevin for the weekend, Claire couldn't resist Noah and they made love. The next morning, Claire wakes up in his bed. She is under shock and can't believe what she has done. She dresses herself up while Noah is bringing her some breakfast in bed. She wants to leave now, but he reminds her Kevin doesn't get home until the afternoon. Have some coffee, he says. But Claire can't continue this. She is in such a disbelief that this just happened. She tries to pick up her clothes and reminds him this isn't normal. Noah disagrees. For him, everything about it is normal. Now Claire tries to apologize as it was her fault, but he believes what they did was not wrong. For Claire, it was a big mistake. They should have never done that. She tells him what happens last night was nothing. It upsets him as he believes it was more than that. He punches the wall, and Claire is shocked. His hand is bleeding. She offers to help him with the wounds. Noah repeats to her that what they had is bigger than she thinks. Claire tells him that with time he will see that it was just a moment thing. Noah gets mad and asks her to leave. The poor man is too young to understand and is destroyed by his feelings. He repeats that she leaves, she then leaves. And minutes later, Garrett brings Kevin back. Kevin is happy to be back. It seems like father and son had a great time. Kevin then asks Dad stays for dinner. She hesitates but he begs, so she agrees. They start dinner, and it's obvious Claire's mind is somewhere else. She goes back to the kitchen and drops the plate while shaking. She looks at the house next door. Someone then rings the bell. Kevin opens and it's Noah. Claire's face turns pale. Kevin introduces Noah to Garrett. Claire then gets to the living room and sees him. Noah asks Claire to tell everyone what happened this weekend. She stutters and says there was a big thunderstorm. Noah adds that it got pretty wet here. Claire invisibly uncomfortable. She tells Kevin to go to sleep as tomorrow is the first day of school. Noah then also leave. Garrett finds that he is nice kid. That evening, Claire and Garrett are trying to talk. Noah calls and she ignores. Claire then wants them to find a solution. They are in limbo right now. Garrett believes they separated not because of his cheating, but because they both gave up on each other. The next day school finally begins. Claire is a teacher there. In the middle of her class, the principal announces that Noah is being transferred to her class. She is in disbelief. The first day finally ends and Claire calls Noah asking to stop following her. He reminds her he lives next door. Claire is getting tired of him and is more uncomfortable, especially that Kevin and him are pretty close. During one of their hangouts, Noah tries to make Kevin hates his dad for leaving him and Claire when he was younger. The night arrives and Garrett, the dad, comes for dinner. And like expected, Kevin is mad at his dad, screams at him and leaves. Kevin joins boxing classes with Noah, who adds more brainwashing to the poor Kevin who collapses out of nowhere. Noah is able to bring him back. The next day at school, Claire receives flowers. She thinks it's from Garrett but when she calls him, he has no idea. So she gets mad and goes to visit Noah during his boxing. She wants to start over like nothing happened between them. He agrees. A little bit later, Kevin goes to ask his crush Allie on a date. She says no, but when she sees Noah behind she agrees. That same night, Claire and Garrett seem to come closer again. He wants to make love to her, but she asks more time, it's too soon. He then asks to crash on the couch then. Meanwhile, Noah sees Garrett's car outside and starts getting frustrated, remembering the great time he had with Claire. He can't get her out of his mind. The next day, as soon as Garrett leaves, Noah arrives angry at her. Kevin wonders what's going on. And when he leaves, she tells her son to stay away from him. Kevin screams at her, "You are not going to remove the only real friend I have." Kevin then chooses to go in Noah's car instead of Claire to head to school. Once arrived, Kevin gets bullied and Noah beat the bully up so bad that he is called to the vice principal's office. She finds out he was kicked out of his last school for misconduct. He lays his hand on her and she expels him from the school. After school, Kevin gets ready for his date at the school party. At the party, Allie tells Claire that some water is running in the bathroom. When she goes, she sees written on the wall, "I made love to Claire." And Noah is there, he wants to talk. He is so obsessed with her. She pushes him on the floor, screaming to stay away from her and her son. That same night, Claire witnesses him making love to Allie. He looks at her, he did this on purpose. The next day at school, when she arrives, students are waiting to get in. But she makes them wait because inside she finds many pictures of her and Noah printed all over the place. She tries to clean it all up. It makes all students late for the class. The principal then takes her aside and is worried for her behavior lately. He advises her to get it together. After school, Garrett picks up Kevin and let him drive his car. But Kevin is mad at his dad and drives fast, but the brakes stop responding. They crash by some waters and Kevin hugs his dad, apologizing for his behavior. Later that day, Claire comes home seeing Kevin and Garrett bonding, but turns pale when realizing Noah is there too. Claire takes him aside and confronts her about the pictures. He tells her to make love to him tonight or he will show the pictures to everyone. That night, she goes to Noah's room. But instead, she starts yelling at him for what he is doing to her family. Noah repeats to her that he will never let her go. She slaps him and runs away. The next day, Claire shows to the vice principal, who is also her friend, the infamous picture. Claire's friend is ready to help her. After school, like always, Noah follows Claire's car. When he comes to the car, he realizes it's Claire's friend driving. Meanwhile, Claire is at his house searching for the video. Her friend calls her to get out of there, he is on his way. Claire then finds a basement with dozens of pictures of her. He is an obsessed psycho. She finds the video and puts it to deletion. She also finds a folder about Garrett's car and realizes he is the one who messed up the brakes on purpose. She then heads back home safely. Meanwhile, Noah arrives to Claire's friend and knocks her out. He then calls Kevin and invites him and his dad to go to a ranch. He ties up Claire's friend, whose name is Vicky, and texts Claire with her phone to come over. Minutes later, Claire arrives and sees the dead body of Vicky. She is horrified. She runs away, but Noah catches her. He brings her to the ranch where Garrett is unconscious and Kevin all tied up. Claire sees a sharp object, grabs it and hit Noah with it. But Noah survives it and pushes her around. Noah then puts gas everywhere and lights up a lighter. The ranch is on fire. Garrett comes to hit Noah, but he shoots him. Claire fights him and at the last minute Kevin finishes him. Noah then perishes in the ranch on fire while the ambulance and police arrive outside. The movie ends as they take Garrett in the ambulance.